Yeah. We're back, and I think it is a problem with Twitch because I've got no internet issues here whatsoever. So Twitch must be having issues. Does it? Because I've got 34.3% dropped frames. Now it's in the red. Now it's in the orange. Now it's in the yellow. Now it's in the red. Uh, Actually, you can actually pick a server and let it do it automatically. I've got it. It recommends you let it do it automatically. That way, if there's a problem someplace, it'll bounce you somewhere else. But yeah, yeah, no shit. So I'm back and forth between green and light green right now. But now we're in the orange. Now we're in the orange and green and orange and red and really bad red and yellow. Okay. Cool. We'll keep moving along, but yeah, Twitch is definitely having some issues, or else whatever caused my, an update or something to switch on. Like, I wish OBS would quit doing that, man. I mean, you get to take you spend a lot of time getting your shit set up, and then they push an update out that wipes your fucking settings. It's like, just separate that shit. Put user settings someplace else that doesn't get touched by the program code. It's not that freaking hard to do. Yeah, yeah, whatever. Yeah, there's probably somebody out there watching right now going, "Yeah, I work for Discord and it's not that easy, dude." And I wouldn't argue with them because I don't fucking know how they've coded all this. But anyway, okay. So fucking these guys are total. When I first looked at this, I thought this could be a tough battle. This wasn't fucking shit. This wasn't nothing to you guys. Yeah, that just they yeah, yeah. I'm wondering if I yeah. Well, it happens sometimes, but I think it just really it's way out of sync or way out of balance. The combat is, and if it's the adventure cards that's doing it, then But and what do you mean you were rolling good? You guys all kept rolling shit to begin with tonight. Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, it's Savage Worlds, man. I mean, yeah, too much variability. So this one goes to the players and the player characters. We're not quite done yet, but we might as well be. So, you know what I'm going to do to speed things along is turn these guys on. Like no, I don't mean it that way. I'm going to turn their visibility on. I'm, I'm going to turn. Oh, Buffalo Bill. Oh, that guy was creeping. He was creeping me out, man. Buffalo Bill. Silence of the Lambs. Yeah, Drake's introduction to Veno. Drake comes in, starts playing a game, and he's got this zombie going. All right. So you guys can see kind of what's going on. I mean, Smythe said they were coming around the west side of the building. I just turned them on. There's 4 fucking mooks left, so let's deal with this real quick. Whose turn is it? It's Smythe's. He's loading his rifle. Timmons. Both triggers? Just one. Called shot. Well, that's still a hit. No, you called a shot and you pretty much blow his left fucking leg off. So he's not dead yet. Yeah, I'm not gonna put just no penalties. Yeah, no. Well, you're not gonna shoot at him. Okay, gotcha. Doc Fong. Those guys over there, not here. You'd probably need to get up onto the. They're kind of squatting down behind the building. If you could step up onto the. Oh, you're out of movement, aren't you? Oh, you did. I know this. He looks Japanese to me. He's a referee for my grandkids soccer. Uh, One of the soccer leagues that the grandkids are in, and he's got like this knee that's permanently bent. His right knee is kind of like permanently bent, but he still kind of stays in midfield and runs back and forth. And he's not real quick, and he's an older guy, and that's who I think of every time Doc Fong is running. Awesome. Let's fix Albert's wound. Where the fuck are you, Albert? Beautiful. Albert says, "Keep your fucking hands off me, Chinaman." You know he would. Yeah, the one time a card like that comes in handy. No, he's actually coming toward you. He stops and looks up. And so no drop. He just pulls the Winchester up, fires it, and hits. I got one for you. And gives you a wound. And that does. This guy says, we're out of time. And takes off. And 53. And he's like, oh shit. And he takes off. Ow. All right, Sweezy G. Probably not, because there's a chimney between them. Still standing. All right, so you moved to there. Now you can see them. Yeah, it's difficult terrain. You probably don't even know he's there, but you can see these two. Yeah. Well, I don't know. He did just fire his gun, so you know there's more people somewhere out there because these guys didn't shoot at you. Yeah, once you got onto the platform of the building, it's double movement or half movement, I should say, half speed. You just you're just gonna stop there? Yeah, right. But I mean, are you doing anything else? No ranged? Oh, that's where I see him. Is that better? Okay. You're gonna put somebody's eye out with that. Yeah, and it was one of your own NPCs. Okay, drop a cloud of darkness on yourself. I'll pass it on to Alonzo. Alonzo, who's been so helpful in the letter. Yeah. Well, that's a good pace roll. All right. Oh no, the towers. Yeah, you can see Timmons because there's a little bit of it. There's like some eaves, hanging out over the edge of the tower. So from where you're at, Yeah, maybe not. No, probably not. Can't even see Timmons. You see bodies laying on the ground back here, all the little blood pools. Looks like I don't know, like one of those wheat thrashing machines from the Midwest ran over these people. It fucking looks awful. The chupacabra fucking tore these guys up. It looks just like a beast tore. No, that is not in the way out there. No, you can see them, no penalties because you're elevated above them now. Should calculate automatically. Well, he's the best gun hand in the West, right? In the world, maybe. Till he found out what ballet really was. Yeah, medium range -2. So let's see. Wait a second. How come it says attack 3? Okay. Okay. A 4 or a 6 total? The 6 would have been a +1, right? Right. The 5 plus another one for right? Yeah. So a 6 is a hit. Yes. 6 -2 is 4 is a hit. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Brad, for doing maths for me. I cannot do the maths. There goes one down. Or two 12s. So he really is. Yeah, no shit. Watch it be double crit, double crit, double crit. Fail. Crit fail. Yeah, I know. Holy shit. Paint a picture there, Albert. Dillinger. Let's see. Dillinger says good show, chap, and he just passes his turn. Luke. Alonzo. Alonzo, you moving? Are you? I thought so. Luke desperately wants to get over there and shoot somebody. I ain't been able to shoot nobody in a long time. So what's that bring us to the end of the round? And it's this guy's turn, and this guy goes, I give up! I give up! I quit! And then he stands up, lets his rifle kind of, puts the rifle butt on the ground, kind of lays his rifle down. That's it! No more for me! It don't pay enough! And he leaves his rifle laying there. Oh yeah, he's speaking English. Yep, yep. And what does he do? He does this. What the? And he clears clears his targets. Why is he still targeting? Why is he still targeting? Why? There we go. Not yet. Unless you guys say we're going to let him run off, everybody's got to agree they're going to let him. Yeah, you guys don't know. You couldn't even get to him. He'd be out of sight before you got there. But Sweezy G, you and Albert have a decision to make. Are you going to do anything about dude running away there? Chris. Uh-oh. Yeah, what'd you just do? Blow up Roderick Pennington Smith? Oh, you think he's dying. He doesn't even have a wound. I don't, oh, you're bleeding from your asshole. He doesn't even have a fucking wound, man. He's fine. Good God, man. This is not quite the English way, I do declare. So with that, nobody's going after him. We are out of combat. Clear hand. Clear all. Shuffle that. And then come over here to the party sheet, and that is the end of that combat. And reset bennies. Reset adventure cards. Hey, that even dealt for the GM. I love it. All right, so this is what happens. It's getting late in the evening. It's about 6:30 now. Sun's starting to go down. Okay. Did that just get dealt to you? I guess it did. You wily little shit. Okay, so several people come out and they've witnessed this whole thing, you know, and they all come up to you and they start talking. Of course, you're Chinese, so to them, they don't know, they don't understand why you're rolling around on the ground with an old white dude. But you know, get off Joe Biden. Okay. Uh, and you guys kind of fade in here. The lights start going out, and you guys kind of all fall back into the tower here. And Smythe and Dillinger talk a little bit, and they say, you know, it is quite possible that that's just the first of many that will come through this night. Can we rely on you chaps to stay here and guard the secrets of the lodge with us? And you guys can hear this war raging. It's mostly sounds like hand-to-hand combat. You hear some gunshots, but nothing like a major battle. It's mostly farming implements and shit like that. People are attacking the Quan's raiders with rakes and hell, brooms, all kinds of shit. Whatever's handy. And you guys can climb the tower, and as the sun is setting, and I'll pull this map up again, share it with you guys. Again, the tower is like right in here, the ruins of it. But from the top of the tower, and the first 6 feet or so of stairs are missing, but you can kind of maneuver some crates, some wood around here, and some of this refuse from the fire, and climb up onto the stairs. And they're a bit rickety, but they'll hold. You can get to the top of the tower and look down across Heavenly Park down here, and just watch thousands of people go at it hand to hand. It's just something to behold. And then occasionally you do hear the very deep and resonant report of some uh, large caliber arms of some kind. You know, like LARPing. Yeah, they're out there in the park LARPing. No, I don't think so, because that one dude just got his arm cut off. Well, if we've got to dig the damn thing out first. He said, well, we couldn't come down here and just start digging around. That would have raised some great amount of suspicion. And so basically, they're just like, you know, can you hunker down here with us for the night? Well, with the buildings burning now around Heavenly Park and stuff over there, mostly around the park, and you can see some buildings burning, back off towards the skids and the road west going out of town here, back up this way. Kind of these buildings, Red Lantern Town, and part of the skids, and all this stuff is kind of in flames, and some of this. So there's plenty of fire for you to see out there. There's no lights around you immediately, unless somebody would like to light something. You got some stuff to do that with? Some string, some bells, tripwire stuff? you could stack some of this debris up. Take some of these. And Bennington Smythe's like, I've got no idea how they survived the fire, but that's fantastic. Good show, chap. So yeah, you're able to kind of secure the perimeter with some tripwire and some little bells that go ding-a-ling and things like that because they happen to have a stash of that shit here. Hidden stash. Why does? uh, Carl would be a good one to have in the Deadlands game. Timmons takes first watch. Yes, yes. Where'd my There it is. Timmons' watch passes. Who's taking the second watch? Okay, so let's look at the party sheet and let's look at the order. And Albert Timmons. Oh yeah, Albert has no watch. Luke's watch. And Alonzo's watch, and I only do 3 watches a night. So I don't know why we've got 4 and 5 there. I've never done that. Everybody has to take a watch. You did, but then again, the system says who's got food in their backpacks. Um, that the card's already been played for what was needed. I don't know. That's a good question. Trail rations. Okay, he's got how many? You did. You did. And, because of playing that card, I'm not even going to have you guys do the whole fatigue thing. And the neighborhood does come out. This is what happens. So the night passes. And as the morning draws on, you hear less and less of the cannons going off out there. And, uh, the fighting starts to die down. And as the sun rises, you really you can hear a few people screaming out, in pain. Imagine a battlefield where somebody's laid out there all night long, just so you can hear screams of pain and things. Yeah, all night. You hear people screaming in pain and whatnot, and all coming from the park. But it sounds like the battle's pretty much ended. And who were the 3 that took watches? Timmons, Luke, and Alonzo. Give me a smarts roll. Um, oh, but Luke figures it out. Luke, you're taking your watch and you're sitting here and you're like, I've not. There's not been any. There's not been any cannon report or anything from the bay. Like your whole watch. I mean, you're starting to think about it, and you're like through your watch, which was the last one or the second one? Second one. So during your watch, you're sitting here, you're going, I don't remember any like combat out in the bay from ships or anything. At least not during your watch. Who's who's up in the tower on last watch? Who was that? Alonzo. Okay, Alonzo, you're sitting up here and you rolled a 5. You're listening to their chatter down below you, as Luke goes, "Hey, I don't remember during my watch ever seeing any cannon fire, because you can see the flames shoot out the end of those things, and you didn't see any of that through the night during your watch, and right, right, and Alonzo, you look out and you can see uh, that just coming into the bay are two large ironclads and a fleet of about 20 ships. Yep. No, they're flying their own flags, but they're also flying a white flag. It's flag of parlay. Is what is a parlay flag? It's a white flag, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, maybe. So whatever it is, that's what they're flying. Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things that I've never had need to know before and will never again. But I have to know. Black flag. So they're flying a black flag, which now gives more meaning to Henry Rollins, and the man would never parlay with anybody. He's right and everybody else is wrong. You guys remember Black Flag? Yeah, never mind. So where you guys are at, you see a bunch of ships, and they come in, and a bunch of kind of lined up across here. A bunch of them are lined up across here, but they all stop, and then this one iron clad continues forward, flying the black flag, and it pulls into port. And Alonzo, you're kind of watching all this happen, and time passes on. Is there anything you guys want to do while this is happening? Just you're wanting your beauty sleep. Okay. Timmons continues to sleep. What? Gonna give him a minor hindrance over not wanting to wake up. I'd give you a +4 on your. I can't hear you, Timmons. Because he put his clown shoes on in the night in case he had to get away quickly. So Alonzo, as you hear some noise and some stuff shifting around. It looks like Luke has started him and Pennington Smythe and Dillinger and whoever else they start moving debris out of the way underneath this tower where part of the walls collapsed and stuff, and looks like they're starting to dig, and they get down over the next 30 minutes as this ship pulls in and moors at the pier. Um, no, it comes right in and moors at one of these piers because this is a deep water harbor, and but you do see coming from uh, north, because you're kind of again, this is all downhill, down a big hill, right? So you're looking uphill this direction, and that's the road that leads to that's the what do they call that road leads north out of here, Brad? Trail of Good Hope or something like that. uh, so I don't know what it's called. Yeah. Nah, it's a but that's the direction to Big Ears Tam's place, and you can see a large party, heavily guarded. There's probably 100 people with him, and they're making their way this direction. So it looks like there's going to be some kind of parlay take place. One of them is also holding up a black flag. Ever triumphant trail. Thank you, Bradius. Yes. I'm too engrossed in trying to tell a story. Which Timmons says, yeah, that's it from Marbania. Just buy him a beer and he'll tell you a story. That's right. That would have been. But the time has passed and now I'm on my guard. I don't know. That's a good question. So what are you guys gonna do? It's now let me roll the clock. I'm gonna say it's approaching 8 o'clock in the morning. You don't really see any fighting anymore. You see some people kind of crawling and I mean there's bodies everywhere. The whole park is just it's just a charnel house of it's fucking nasty, man. There's you know guts spilled and you see wood chopping axes buried in people, and uh there are guns laying around that some people are still impaled on the end of bayonets, dead or dying or severely wounded and needing treatment pretty badly if there's a doctor in the house. Doc, Doc, as you walk out, I know you've treated a lot of people and you've seen a lot of things, but this is you're not you're not used to this. You've been in Northern California where it's been fairly peaceful. I mean, yeah, there's weird shit goes on out here, but you've not seen anything like this. Imagine a concert except all the bodies are horizontal, laying on the ground. In China. Yeah, yeah. For those who've ever been to Bonnaroo, then you are quite old. You are quite old. Um, s- so you can't really say for the record, then, can you? That's kind of an oxymoron. Um, right. So Doc, you look at this and you're like, where do I even begin? Where do I even start? And you look around and you can now see that the citizens are coming out and they're kind of helping their wounded. You know, some of the older people and the children that have not been able to participate in this battle, and they're helping wounded off of the field and whatnot. And wouldn't it be a great time to be necro? A powerful one. Okay. Well, probably Chinese medicine they would, you know, which is what they say caused COVID virus, is animal parts, exotic animal parts. Um, and so to steer away from the political topics of the day, we are going to go back to what's happening here in Shanfan, California. Um, so Alonzo, you can see this procession coming down, making their way towards town. Uh, and you and Doc Fong take off towards Heavenly Park. Anybody else heading towards Heavenly Park? Picnic. I feel bad. I'll go help out. So Luke continues to dig out the vault. All right, you guys go to Heavenly Park. When the battle is done, Big Ears Tam comes into port here, and you see that down here at the west end, where there's not quite as much carnage. Um, Tam is headed that way, and you see some pavilions being erected down there. And as you start and go that way, you turn and there's a bunch of racket and people yelling, and there's another group of about 25 people or so in a mob, small mob, compared to the size of Tam's, and they're headed from like outside the city into Heavenly Park here and headed this way as well. And as they get close enough, you guys can identify from the Kumite warlord Quan and his entourage of warriors. You don't see Red Petal Sue. No, she would be with Kang. She's probably down here, if she's here at all. she's, um, but Timmons, you would remember way back in the day. You're probably the only one in this group that would remember the guy. Remember Thin Noodle's Ma? That H.G. Willikers burned down half the skids because of their little. You see him, and you know he was one of Tam's guys, right? And you see he's walking with Quan down here. Looks like all three of these warlords are coming together. And it appears that Quan is not in he's trying to walk on his own, and people keep trying to help him, but he does not. He looks like he's wounded. Yep, dead. Well, the locals seem to be kind of taking care of their own here, and nobody seems to be too worried about the ones with the green sash tied around their arm. And you get about a 50-50 answer. You gonna walk through here and start killing people? There's going to be no doubt that of these, you know, 5,000 people laying out here, wounded, dying, that you're going to find several of them that'd rather be shot. so, so Timmons, you eventually run out of band-aids, and now it's just down to shooting them all. So you guys watch Timmons, and he kind of walks out. He walks, he's 30 or 40 yards away from me, and he's looking at these people, and he walks up me. He's talking to this guy, and then he takes out one of his sidearms, and just pow, just shoots him in the head, and he starts talking to these people, and he hands this guy something, and he walks over to this guy, and he's talking to him, pow, shoots him in the head. He's just walking around out there shooting people. All the locals from Shanpan kind of stop and look at him. And they run up and look, and is he is he shooting our people? What the hell's going on? And then when they realize he's shooting the people with the green sashes on their arms, and but then he's giving what's he doing? He's bandaging that guy. What's the difference? What's he doing? Rolling dice? What the fuck's going on? So people don't really know. You continue on down towards the where this pavilion is being set up, and Tam comes in and he notices you guys, and he nods at you, and Tim is still up there walking around shooting people. So, Quan is sorely wounded. Kang arrives at Heavenly Park with a large escort of maze rats and tong gangs. Uh, and as Quan walks up, he says, Kang? And they're speaking in English. You worthless traitor! You were supposed to join our forces and bombard the city. You were supposed to ensure our victory. But no matter, for I am destined to rule this land. And Kang approaches without speaking, flanked by a few of his men, all of them fresh and ready, unlike Quan's, who's been, his men have been in battle all night. And Kang says, Quan, you've done your work well. This will come as a shock. Warlord Kang takes a deep breath to focus his chi. There's a sound like a bullet punching through wood as he plunges his fist into Quan's chest. General Quan's mouth gapes in agonizing shock. He looks up at Kang, then falls backwards, spraying blood, leaving a still beating heart clenched in Kang's fist. Kang turns, holding up General Mucha Quan's dripping heart, so the battle survivors can see it. Now you see how quickly misfortune can fall upon any one of us. Now you see the results of faithlessness and betrayal. And he throws the heart on the ground. Now you are all as weak as you perceived me to be. If you served Quan before, you serve me now. Tell Big Ears Tam I'll need his help rebuilding the Lion's Roar Triad. In return, the Iron Dragon line will make Shanfan prosperous again. And without another word, he turns around and heads out, and Tam hasn't even made it here yet. Then he and his party leave, and it looks like he's left some people behind here to talk and negotiate. I mean, they set these pavilions up and stuff, but Kang ain't sticking around waiting for him. Let's see, if the heroes fail to keep the amulet, that didn't happen. Yeah. A bartered peace. In the aftermath of the War of the Triads, a new era of cooperation between Warlord Kang and the Shanfan Triad begins. As part of their deal, both sides agree that neither can openly rule Shanfan any longer, putting in place a leader who will consider the needs of all parties. At the urging of the assimilationist New Tomorrow Triad, it's finally agreed that Joshua Norton should be emperor, even if he is a mere figurehead. Any less will harm the Triad's ability to prosper. Now, you guys didn't ever really decide to go into Quan Province and do anything down there, right? So I kind of felt it was a moot point to try to keep Quan alive. It's, it says that something's going to happen to him at the end of this, unless he got the amulet. You kept him from getting the amulet, so this is how this played out. But the deal was Big Pull and Little Pull. You were asking me about them. They were what the hell does it say about them? What tribe are they from? They're Native Americans, twins, and they're sorcerers. And because of their dealings in dirty magic, their tribe drove them out. And they eventually meet up with Quan, and they convince Quan to take this vision quest, right? And they dope him up with stuff. And Quan was convinced through his vision quest that he would rule California by proxy through a stoop named that 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 he would find, to rule. And then right after that, he met this Joshua Norton. So Quan was trying to set Joshua Norton up as the Emperor of California, of which he would control like a puppet, you know. And it didn't happen. So Joshua Norton ends up the Emperor of California anyway. In the end, the bewildered looking Norton is coronated Emperor of California, and somewhere Raven smiles. As the people of Shanfan, as the people, yeah, as the people of Shanfan set about rebuilding their town, the heroes and their Twilight Legion allies used the golden key to open the vault. So you guys spend another, most of this next day digging all this stuff out and removing the flagstones where the vault was hidden underneath the tower and stuff. And among the treasures and relics in the vault, uh, there is an old fragment of carved stone sealed inside a glass case. The stone has been broken, but a little of the picture carved upon it remains. So, like, there's part of a picture carved on it. Uh, I would need. It looks like as you're looking at it, maybe the northern half of California. So, and turn your yeah. And he says, "Well, we're uncertain exactly what it is, but those two symbols there." And he's pointing, and you can see two lightning-like symbols carved into the stone. And if this is truly a map of California, you're almost on top of one of them. The other one is just, well, you're almost on top of two of them. One is in that direction, and one is in that direction. Oh, Gomorrah? No. Well, it's not. I don't know. There may be one there. I haven't gotten that far in the. Well, I read all of this a long time ago. I don't remember because we started this thing like a year and a half ago. So, but I think Gomorrah may have. I don't know. But no, one of them appears to be. I mean, if you really, if this is California, um, you know, that maybe the uh, one of the islands out there in the bay. You're not sure. You're looking at it. Timmins. You guys are kind of back at the Explorers Lodge. You've walked around and went through several boxes of ammunition until finally some people came along and said, no, 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 no. And they stopped you from doing what you were doing and kind of sent you on your way. And then you saw them going around just cutting throats, just slicing throats. And just blowing their brains all over the place. It's not as graphic for the children that are trying to help their fallen loved ones over here. So you finish that up and you come back to the Explorer's Lodge and you're not really, you just find out what Kang did. He pulled Kwan's heart out of his chest and he died right there and then he left and blah, blah, blah. And they're telling you the story. And no, but that's where I was going. As you're sitting here talking about this, in your breast pocket right here where this pinky starts like tickling your nipple. He's like tweaking your nipples. And then it's the little pinky starts twitching like this. It starts flipping around. You're like, what in the world? And it's wiggling all over the place. And you throw it on the ground and it flops around and it points southeast. She told you it would help you find what you need, and in particular, in context, you guys were talking about seas far ahead, seas far away. Yep, different direction. Uh, yes, your boat is here in Champagne. You rode your horses down to spy on the meeting between Kang and Quan. Jingo had it pegged though. Alonzo had it pegged, or Jingo had it pegged. He's like, I think Kang played his ally. That's what triads do. So, with that, a couple of things are going to happen here, and I could have put something together for this, but at this juncture in the adventure, since you guys are we've probably got a couple of months left in this, couple 2 or 3 months, but I figure by Christmas we'll be getting out of this adventure, um, or so I think. Um, uh, you guys will get an advance, of which I will push. And I also want you to maybe there's a list out there someplace, but like kind of like the common and uncommon magic items list that Drake shows to people and stuff. This vault also contains some other things. So I want you guys to spend a couple of days and let me know what little magic trinket. Now, don't forget, magic trinkets in Deadlands can have counter effects, on crit fails. Nothing is your best friend. But think of some little something that's not going to overbalance this thing. But if you do a lot of hand to hand, some melee combat, and you'd like a knife that has a little bonus or something like that, maybe a stone in your pocket that gives you +1 toughness or something minor like that. Think of something that you could use on your character, and you will have found. Then we can discuss it, and I can, if I think it's OP, I'm just going to come out and say, nah, that's a little OP. But okay, so we'll introduce those items next week when we come back here, and let everybody know kind of how you spec things out, and we'll go over your. But we got a few minutes left here, so as you begin to advance, what are you guys thinking? Wicked, which direction's Sweezy going in? Is he gonna try to take another power there with the? You said you missed your quickness. You kind of like that, and you miss that. Doc Fong, where do you think you're going to with your advance? Not sure yet. Well, you'll be able to tell us next week. Luke, you got an idea? Uh huh. Oh, that's pretty smart. There you go. Jingo, what's Alonzo got in his sights? You know ya? Aha. Aha. Yes, his religion comes out at him. Timmons, Drake, what's Timmons going to do with his advance? Which direction is he going? What's he want some improvement in? Hmm. Yeah. So he knew what you were doing, huh? Let's see who's out there. Sven. Sven is going to be on. Lord Gazimba is there. We've raided Sven a couple weeks in a row. We'll do that. We'll raid Lord Gazimba. Yeah. There we go. Oh, nothing against Lord Gazumba, but you bet, and Sven's a member of the Heroes Wanted community. So, hey, we are, and before we hit the raid button with 5 viewers, which isn't much, but it's something. Um, Tomorrow night, Jungle's Chult on Drake Street. That man right there playing Tim and Simmons. I think Jingo, you in that? No, yeah, Jingo's in that. Uh, yeah, go ahead, Jingo. Smedley, yeah, yeah. I know Smedley. Veno and Brad and I are working on some stuff that I've been developing for a while, and we're kind of play testing some stuff before I try to publish and release it. So we're doing that on Friday nights. On Saturday, we'll be back on Rob Tui's stream, and that is twitch.tv/Rob, the number two, the letter E, Saturday night, and then back on Drake's stream Tuesday. So you guys have a fantastic weekend. Lots of good gaming, and help me get rid of this, and help Drake get rid of his big old long ugly URL. Yep, yep, YT. Yep, YouTube. Yep. So that's it. Let's raid. I think we're going. It raided for us.